We're going to begin by solving multi-step equations. So we now need to do more than one step, hence the word multi. For problem number 1, we have to first distribute what is outside of the parentheses before we can solve for our variable. In this case, our variable is d. So we are going to distribute the 15. Normally, using order of operations, you would do what's inside of the parentheses first, but we don't know what d is, so there's no way to combine those two items together. So 15 times 20, and then 15 times d. So 15 times 20 is 300. 15 times d is 15d. And we are going to leave our equal sign the way it is. Mustn't forget writing our wall, so we make sure whatever we do to one side, we also do to the other. Now we're going to begin by isolating our variable terms, so we will subtract 300 from the left-hand side and subtract it over to the right. That makes 0 on the left. You have 15d is equal to 120. And once we have the 15d is equal to 120, we will divide both sides by 15, and that's going to give the coefficient of 1. So we have 1d in front, and that will be equal to 8. So we have solved, and as we always do, we're going to then see, does this actually equal 8? So we'll rewrite everything, put an 8 on the inside, and now you can solve using order of operations. You can do what's inside of the parentheses first and check, does that equal 8? So 15 times 28, sure enough. We're going to do 28 times 15. And that does indeed equal 420. Never assume, always work it out. And that answer checks through. This is now going to bring us into a new concept called number of solutions. So when you are solving an equation and we get x is equal to 5, that's telling you that there is one solution. And one solution would be this category right here. There are other possible things that could happen when you're solving solutions. You could get two numbers that are equal to each other which are not the same numbers. That would be a null set. 3 is equal to 4, 6 is equal to 7. Those are statements that are not true, therefore there is actually no solution in those kinds of problems. And then the last possible solution is if you get the same number equal to the same number. And over here that's called an identity, where you have 2 is equal to 2, 5 is equal to 5, 7 is equal to 7. So we're going to solve some problems that have to do with numbers of solutions. All right, for this problem, again, it is a multi-step problem, but we're also going to be checking how many solutions there are. And we're going to begin by distributing from outside of the parentheses. So we have 6. We have a couple of things to distribute both on the left side and the right side. Again, I like to start with that wall just to remind us any changes we make to one side, we also have to do to the other. So 2 pieces to distribute, and that just means that you're going to multiply the outside term times the inside term. So 6 times x, 6 times negative 3, 2 times 3x, and 2 times negative 4. After you have distributed, you're going to combine your like terms. So here, these are our like terms, negative 18 and positive 10. That'll be negative 8. We still have the 6x on one side and 6x on the other side. Notice at this point, the left side is exactly the same as the right side, but we can continue on and solve for the variable. We have made a 0 pair here, and we have made a 0 pair on the right as well. On the left side, I have 6x. On the right side, I have 6x. So we're going to divide both sides by 6. So now our coefficients are 1. So you have 1x on the left, and you also have 1x on the right, which means x is equal to x. So based on what we saw before, what that's telling you is that there are an infinite number of solutions. There's an infinite number of solutions. Any number could it be equal to x. Okay? And you can check. You can make up any value that you want, 10, 5, 7, plug it in, and you'll find that those are going to be true for the entire list of numbers possible. So example 3 goes on and does the same thing, but notice at the end, they get 32 is equal to 12. Well, you all know that that is false. That is a not true statement. So since it is not true, that means there are no values that x can be equal to. There is no solution. Okay, that is going to be no solution for x. So the solution set would be nothing. And we don't say 0 because that could be seen as a number. So go ahead and try example C and example D.